Hey guys, Justin and Gerald back on set here for Lit Sports Online. We're at week 4 of our NFL spread predictions. Stay tuned and find out who we're going to pick this week. All right, so Gerald, coming into this week 4, you have a little bit of catching up to do still. I'm 27-21 on the picks, and you're 21-27. It's always tough when you get off to a losing streak early, but hopefully you can turn things around there, bud.
Hey, don't call it a comeback 2 years in a row. I whooped your ass in these picks.
All right, whatever makes you feel better.
Does. So first up, Thursday Night Football, we have Minnesota Vikings traveling to the Rams in L.A. So, what do you got?
So normally this would have actually given me pause, but after I saw the Vikings get their asses whooped last week by the Bills, of all teams, I'm confident taking my Rams with the -7 here.
Yeah, again, -7 at home is the L.A. Rams. Minnesota coming off a blowout loss against the Bills. Yeah, there's no question in my mind, L.A. Rams. Now, it was a weird loss, though. Let's talk about it. Who expected the Bills to do that much work against the Vikings?
I still don't even really know how it happened. It might have just been one of those cases where the Vikings didn't really prepare hard enough because they thought their opponent was a joke. Like, I'm not really sure what to make of what happened last week.
Yeah, I feel like a bit of a dick because I told my fiance to choose Kirk Cousins as her quarterback because she had just got him and didn't work out too well. So don't take fantasy advice from me, but please stay tuned. Next up, the Eagles travel to Tennessee to take on the Titans. The Titans are +3 at home. Carson Wentz is back. Who you got?
Well, I think the reason the Titans are +3 is because they're coming off a win and they're at home. But Philly's a team that's hard to pick against, to be honest with you. And I like Philly here with the -3. It's not that wide of a spread, and I do think they're the better quality team.
100%. Philly is definitely the better team than the Titans right now. And I think Carson Wentz just enhances that team in general. So, yeah, let's go with Philly. Next up, we have Buffalo, who came off an impressive victory, seemingly snapping that losing streak they had, travels to Green Bay to take on the Packers. And this spread, from what I saw last week, I don't agree with it. -10.5. -10.5 at home for Green Bay. I don't agree with it.
Yeah, I mean,
No.
I'm guessing you're probably picking Buffalo here.
Yeah.
I'm going to split the difference and say Green Bay -10.5. I just feel like last week may have been an aberration, and I just don't know if the Bills are going to do it again.
Yeah, I'm definitely taking Buffalo here, at least to cover the spread. I don't see Green Bay winning by more than 10 points, and I'm a little curious in if they can win if Buffalo shows up like they did last week.
We'll just have to see if the Bills are for real or if last week was a complete aberration. So that'll be an interesting one, but you're right, it is a wide spread.
Yeah, next up, Detroit, coming off of I just kicked the teacher's ass, travels to Dallas to take on the Cowboys. Now, Dallas is -3.5 at home. But Detroit is nothing to sleep on after what they did to the Patriots last week.
I'm liking Detroit +3.5 here.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at the fact that the Cowboys' offense, other than Ezekiel Elliott, is just anemic now. I mean, the Dak Prescott is not getting it done. He struggles to even get like 200 passing yards in a game. His receivers aren't helping. I got to be honest. I did not think coming into this year the loss of Dez Bryant and Jason Witten was going to hurt this bad. But it has. Something's wrong with the Cowboys right now.
Well, I'll tell you what it is. It's Dak Prescott can't complete a sizable pass over 10 yards. And I'm sorry, Chris, but the Cowboys still suck. So, yeah, I'm going with Detroit here. I think this is completely unfair to Detroit in the sense that they just came off an amazing victory, and I don't think Dallas is the team that they've been. So, yeah, definitely Detroit. Next up, Tampa Bay, off of a heartbreaking loss to the Steelers on Monday Night Football, travel to Chicago to take on the Bears, who are clearly the kings of the North. The Bears have a negative 1.5 at home.
I'm going to go with Tampa Bay. I mean, yes, last week was Fitzpatrick's worst performance yet, but a couple of those interceptions weren't really his fault. And, I mean, it's not going to be a cakewalk. The Bears have a tough defense, but honestly, I have faith that the Tampa Bay is going to be able to find a way to pull this out.
Just counted 1, 2, 3. That's how many games that Fitzpatrick has had is over 400 yards passing. That's an NFL record here. So, yeah, we're going to go with Fitzpatrick here and taking on the Chicago Bears. I think they honestly could win at home. If Fitzpatrick, honestly, if he can lead the team to victory to bounce back off the Steelers, I don't think Jameis Winston has a job anymore.
Yeah, for sure. I think if he puts up a good performance here, that job is all his.
Yeah, even if, and here's the thing, we're talking spreads here. I'm talking about gameplay. The fact that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers lost to the Steelers on Monday Night Football, that sucked for them in the sense that it broke their, win streak. But the fact that he still put up 411 yards, multiple touchdowns, just mostly in the second half alone, that just shows his value, how valuable he is to the team.
Indeed.
So next up, the New York Jets travel to Jacksonville to take on the Jags, where the Jags are a -9 at home.
Jacksonville didn't look so hot last week, but I got to be honest, Sam Darnold going up against this defense, it's hard to pick the Jets unless the spread's a bit wider than that. So I'm going to go with Jacksonville. I'm going to say that, they maybe get a couple defensive touchdowns against this Jets offense.
Yeah, murder was the case that they gave him because Darnold's dead. The Jacksonville's defense is going to literally eat that rookie alive, and I've already started picking out headstones for him. So Jacksonville, -9 at home. Next up, and what is probably going to be one of the better games, and if you had asked me this about, 3 months ago, I would have told you this would have been a cakewalk for Tom Brady. The 3-0 Miami Dolphins travel to New England to take on the Patriots, who the Miami Dolphins here are just being straight disrespected. Patriots have a -9.5 at home. What the hell? That's disrespect.
Oddshark right now is disrespecting the Dolphins
straight up
more than we did coming into this season.
Sorry, Vince.
I mean, I'm sorry. This team is undefeated right now, and the Patriots just got crushed by the Lions. I mean, I don't understand the 9.5 spread given what has happened so far this year. Yeah. So yeah, I'm going to say that the Dolphins. I don't know if they're going to win this game because again, it is in Foxborough, but I do think they covered that spread of 9.5 points.
Yeah, again, I think they covered a spread as well. I'm going with Miami. The Patriots aren't the Patriots who they used to be. And Josh Gordon, is he healthy yet? We don't even know if he's playing this Sunday. Now, if he plays, that will be the X factor, honestly, no question. Because he will definitely be the receiving talent that the Patriots have needed. But the Dolphins are playing at a level that most people probably haven't seen them play since Dan Marino was around. So, yeah, I mean, I think the Dolphins, without a doubt, cover the spread. Whether they win or lose, that's up for grabs. I think they win, honestly. I say maybe by a field goal. If I had to straight pick them, yeah.
Okay. But I definitely got them covering that spread.
These are bullshit.
Okay, so next we have...
Next we have a straight-up pick'em game. That's, no spread whatsoever. Houston travels to Indy to take on the Colts. Who you got?
I'm gonna go with Indy, and the reason I am going with Indy is not just because they're playing at home, but because the Texans actually did not, even though to start the year they're really good running the ball. Last week they were terrible running the ball, and I think that Indy might actually find a way for their defense to hold this offense in check for this week at least. I just got a feeling, so I'm gonna go with Indy.
I'll split the difference and go with Houston. Like Deshaun Watson better than I like Andrew Luck, and it's as simple as that.
Fair enough. It is a straight pick 'em.
There you go. Next up, we have Cincy traveling to Atlanta to take on the Falcons. The Falcons are a -5.5 at home.
I just don't think Cincy travels that well, to be honest with you. And we kind of saw that. We kind of saw that last week. I like Atlanta with the -5.5. I mean, we just saw a game where Calvin Ridley put up multiple touchdowns. When they can get that much out of their second receiver, I like the way things are trending for this Falcons offense.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go with Atlanta for the sake that I hope they lose. And because they're in our division. But also because simply sheer luck. I I don't think Cincy's wins have really been defended of the team they are, honestly. I think they get lucky. I think the Ravens game, I think they just caught us off guard, but I'm not going to get into that right now. But I don't think they have the tools to beat Atlanta. I just don't see it. I'm sorry. I don't see it there, so I'm going with the Falcons. Next up, we have Cleveland traveling to Oakland to take on the Raiders at home, where they have it's a straight up pick'em game. So here's the thing to think about before you say anything. Cleveland just had their first win in, what was it, 635 days or something like that? Like over 2 years. It took them to have their first win. So they're riding high. They're on a new level. And the fact that Oakland can't figure out why they can't pass rush, yeah, I'm going Cleveland. Who are you going with?
I'm going with Cleveland too. I mean, look, I've got, not that this has anything to do with anything, but I've got a waiver claim out in 2 different fantasy leagues for Baker Mayfield because I believe this kid, think he's the real deal. And listen, it's a cake matchup against Oakland. They trade away their best playmaker on defense. There's not going to be a pass rush. I've seen Baker is going to have a huge first career start here against Oakland.
Yeah, again, I think Cleveland definitely is a better team here. I mean, we talked about this all offseason, about the resurgence of youth in Cleveland and possibly this culture change that's going on. And I'm scared as a Ravens fan to play them, honestly. You just don't know what you're going to get.
You got to get the pressure because if you're not going to pressure Baker, he's going to burn you.
We got pressure. We got Suggs on the end, and he's playing better than he has his whole life. But again, this isn't a Ravens game. Next up, we have Seattle traveling to Arizona to take on the Cardinals, where the Cardinals are +3 at home. Wow.
Yeah, it really does shock me the Cardinals don't have a wider spread in their favor here. I like Seattle coming into Arizona. I mean, the Cardinals just have not shown enough yet. And now they're going with Josh Rosen. So you're talking about a rookie in his first start. And you know, I don't have the same faith in him as I have in Baker Mayfield. So I like the Seahawks here to get a victory on the road.
Yeah, again, I think this is going to be a good road victory for the Seahawks, where they will probably inevitably land at number 2 in their division. Yeah, I'm giving you guys credit. Next up, San Francisco travels to L.A. to take on the Chargers, and the Chargers are -9.5 for a good reason. Jimmy Garoppolo is out. So San Francisco has no quarterback, essentially, right now.
I'll be honest with you, folks. I don't know who their backup quarterback is.
I don't either. I'm sorry. And that's on us. We should have probably researched. But, no, I don't know who the hell is going to back him up. You got people out there now calling for Kaepernick to come back.
So is it C.J. Beathard, the same guy they had last year?
I think so.
That might be who it is. I can't trust the 49ers without Jimmy Garoppolo. And, you know, I understand 9.5 points. That's a decently wide spread, but I would like to see a little bit more in their favor given the circumstances and that they're playing away against a tough defense in the Chargers. So give me the Chargers -9.5 here.
So segue this into fantasy football for a second. I had Jimmy Garoppolo, as you know, he was like, what, my 3rd or 4th pick or something like that? Yeah, he was high up there. And I literally just picked up Fitzpatrick on waivers and benched Jimmy Garoppolo. So I think the fantasy football gods are like saying, you know, that was divine intervention right there. Because that could have screwed me up the whole season. I could have been like Sean, making retarded picks in the league.
Well, the big question now is who's going to be your backup quarterback, or are you just not going to carry one?
Going for Josh Allen, believe it or not. I think the kid's got potential. So I'm going with the LA Chargers, by the way.
Okay.
There's just no way. Next up, New Orleans travels to New York to take on the Giants, where the Giants are +3 at home.
I could honestly go either way on this one because, the Saints finally showed something last week. They finally showed, hey, we're going to right the ship and start winning. But the Giants at home, they're coming off a win too, if I'm not mistaken. So, you know what? I'm going to go with the Giants.
Whoa.
I'm going to go with the Giants because I think that Eli Manning is actually going to have a good game this week. I don't trust the Saints defense.
Yeah, while as untrustworthy as the Saints defense is, it's still New Orleans versus the Giants. New Orleans, in my mind, is the better team. I just honestly think Drew Brees is a much better leader, game manager, game controller, and just playmaker than Eli Manning. I don't trust Eli Manning, and I don't trust him against New Orleans defense, even though as shaky as they are. So I'm going with the Saints.
I don't know, man. Barkley could have a field day.
I mean, yes. And that honestly would be the X factor. Honestly, if they can get that run game going, yeah, the Giants have a great chance of winning this. But I just don't straight up see New Orleans losing.
Okay.
And next up, and what is a big game, Sunday Night Football, which is this is the last Ravens game before I get married, actually. It's funny enough. 11 days. Boom. Baltimore travels to Pittsburgh to take on the Steelers, and of course, -3 at home Steelers. What the hell?
Well, I'm sorry, Joe, but I just think Ben Roethlisberger plays better at home.
Are you serious?
I'm going with the Steelers on this one. I honestly think that in Heinz Field, I mean, I haven't seen enough out of the Ravens playing away this year.
I've seen Joe beat him in Heinz Field.
But
I've seen it.
But this year, I have not seen enough from the Ravens
playing away. I haven't seen shit from the Steelers. What the hell have they done besides beating the Tampa Bay Buccaneers by 3 points? They let them come back in Monday Night Football. Are you serious?
I give the Steelers credit for what they just pulled off against the Bucs. I mean,
yeah, goddamn miracle. They tied with the Browns. I don't care if the Browns did win their first game 635
They were leading a good chunk of that game. So,
oh boy,
I don't have the Ravens.
You're a flunky, dude. No, I'm going with Baltimore straight up. I mean, will it be a close game? Yes, of course. In the 20 plus years the Ravens and Steelers have been playing each other, it's always been close, except for a very few amount of games. It's going to be a dogfight. I definitely see this game being decided by a little over a field goal. But I think if the Ravens passing offense can get off to a great start, if they can set some runs, and the Ravens defense and pass rush can get in Ben Roethlisberger's face, hell yeah. And I dare anybody on Facebook, come on, challenge me, speak up. I want to see them comments down below. Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm serious.
Really?
Yeah. Hey. Ravens haven't done shit on the road this year.
How's your dad feel? Season ticket holder. How's your dad feel?
Yeah. He has his own complaints about the team we won't get into, but
that's another episode. We should get him on. Next up, Monday Night Football. Kansas City travels to Denver. Patrick Mahomes on fire. He's going up against the Denver that is plus 4.5 at home.
The one critical mistake I made this year in fantasy football was not going with my gut and picking Patrick Mahomes.
I'm surprised you didn't.
The only reason I didn't is because I thought his schedule was too tough, but he's shown he's a matchup-proof quarterback, and that Denver defense does not scare him. He's going off again. Kansas City, minus 4.5.
So, yeah, Colleen actually shared with me a video of him. Kid sounds like Kermit the Frog. Did you see that video? Yeah,
he's got a weird voice.
Yeah. Caught me off guard, actually. But that's not enough for me not to pick him. The kid is a baller, and honestly, I'm not even going to lie. Like, you've been high on him since he was drafted, but I was skeptical of him. I didn't know how he was going to turn out, but in his first season starting, this kid's playing like a future legend. Honestly, the sky's the limit for them, and I think Kansas City's going to keep on rolling right on through Denver, honestly.
Well, you put up 13 TDs in 3 weeks. That puts the skepticism to bed right away.
He's almost like one of those like Madden players you pick up in the draft and you rename them and you give them like all the best stats. Yes, I've done that against you in our leagues. Now you know.
The truth has come out.
Now you know, and you still beat me. Whatever. But yeah, I mean, Patrick Mahomes definitely, I think, is an MVP contender, and I think honestly Kansas City could go really far with this kid. Eventually there's going to be a loss to come for them, but I don't think it's this week. The way I saw Baltimore play against them, yeah, Denver, no.
Spread should be wider given the circumstances, but that does it for this week of picks, week 4. Make sure to like our videos, subscribe, stay tuned. We're doing these spread picks all year in addition to our other content.
Yes.
So, leave a comment if you want us to do things a certain way or if you want to see a certain thing get talked about. But, again, we like our feedback from our audience, but stay tuned, guys.
Yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe down below. And also, BYU is ranked number 20.